the Liberty, Freedom, Whiskey Podcast.
Welcome to Liberty, Freedom, Whiskey Podcast.
The hell was that?
Stare is confused. Didn't know I had that, did you?
No.
What?
No, I did not. No, because I restarted my computer. I got to log back into Facebook and everything.
That's a drop that we have that came with it. So I figured we'd just use that one. Since we didn't do the timer and stuff like that, we're trying something a little bit different. Hello, Melissa. We always bullshit for a few minutes anyway.
Right.
Before we get started.
Through all of our little glitches.
Yes. So, welcome. Hope everybody had a good week. Go like, subscribe. If you're on Apple, write us a 5-star review, and we will shout it out. Let me check to see if we got any. I didn't even
shout it out.
So, we haven't
I can't figure out how you comment or leave a 5-star review. I have the podcast on my Apple.
You go to the podcast itself, and you scroll down to the review part of it.
Really?
And nope, we do not have no more reviews right now. We're stuck at 12. Who wants to be lucky 13?
Right.
So, like I said, hit the bells notification if you're on Facebook or YouTube, so you'll know when we do go live. And you can come have all this fun with us in here, like Melissa's having, since she's the only one in here. If you can see from the background, we're going to be tasting some rainbow tonight.
Oh, I can't even see the background.
Yeah, it's Skittles. It relates to one of the stories.
Oh, you read that story, huh?
I didn't read it. I pulled the whole stare. I didn't. He sent most of the stories, and I didn't read them. So I'm going this shit blind like a motherfucker. Did not do any homework. I was busy today. I went and saw my grandkids at my daughter's house and stuff like that, and I went and picked up my lunches and breakfasts for the week at the Green Heart place, doing that stuff, trying to eat healthy. Try to get rid of some of this fatness right here. Oh, and I don't have my Liberty shirt on, but this is my new Iceman Motocross Chronicle shirt that came in.
Oh, yours came in?
Yep. Everybody, I'm just waiting on yours. I got everybody's in. Just waiting.
Yeah, the signed one went out. Taste the rainbow. Holy shit, that's a lot of color.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty out there. So.
Oh, it's paused.
Don't be paused. So
there we go. Y'all notice his babe, did you notice his face?
There's nobody
is
in here except for your wife. So. It don't glitch my eyes out with my glasses. I want to take them off. I just got to put them on to read. So,
you added these stories to my stories?
Yeah, I added like three or four stories.
Okay. I didn't know if you sent me a whole nother list.
No, you sent like 8. And I always have.
What's the only good ones I've seen?
Well, I went and found some other good ones.
You want to get that update on that first one?
Well, go ahead with it if you want to start it off. Miss Brittney Griner, however you say your fucking name. Got a little picture of her. Yes, I do.
No, it's not going to let me open it, bitch.
Need me to start? There she is right there. I guess she's a woman. She could be a man. I don't know. It's debatable. It's just her.
Every time I try to open these stories, it takes me to the App Store to download the Newsbreak app.
Well, I'll start it off then, because mine's open. Oh, my name? Yeah, I saw it do that. I just didn't change it. I just let it go with it. People you're the only one watching. Who's watching ought to know who we are by now. Anyway, y'all know we talked about Brittney Griner, the woman basketball player that got arrested in Russia for her THC weed pens or whatever the fuck she had and she got found, or she pled guilty in Russia. On Thursday, this past Thursday, she returned to court in Russia for the third hearing on her own ongoing trial related to the illegal drug charges. Griner has been locked up in Moscow since Russian authorities detained her at the, I cannot say that name.
It's Russian.
Whatever a Russian-named airport that was that she flew into, after finding vape cartridges in her luggage that contained a small amount of hashish oil. The Phoenix Mercury star has been in custody since February 17th and is still facing upwards of 10 years in prison. Earlier today, cameras captured Russian guards escorting Brittney Griner into the courtroom in Moscow. Her lawyers, however you say their names, Maria and Alexander, accompanied the basketball player in court. Last week, Griner pleaded guilty to the drug charges against her. However, in Russia, a guilty plea does not bring the trial to an end. That's weird.
Well, it's the same way here. Then you just go on to sentencing.
Yeah, but it's like the trial's still going on even though she pled guilty. Now her attorneys are sharing arguments in hopes of receiving a reduced punishment. Yet it is unclear if the court announced a verdict against Griner today. Some reports are stating that Griner's guilty plea may expedite court proceedings, especially as the U.S. government comes under fire for not doing enough to bring her home sooner.
Which they shouldn't.
Well, if you don't want to get arrested in another country, don't bring illegal drugs into their country. Okay?
Here's what I think is going to happen, because honestly, right now, Putin wants to show. Remember, they put sanctions on him. They took away his money from the banks.
Mm-hmm.
He has no intention on doing jack shit.
Why would he? A Russian diplomat has said no action will be taken by Moscow until the trial is over. As Brittney Griner's Russian trial presses on, reports continue to circulate about the possibility of a prisoner exchange. Supposedly, Russian officials want to swap Griner for international arms dealer Victor Bout. Personally, keep the bitch. I mean, right? We're gonna. You want us to give you a gun dealer,
fucking drug lord or a gun lord?
Yeah, and for a basketball player, no. That's what I say. No deal. Well, Victor's also known. You know what his nickname is? The Merchant of Death. You want us to trade the Merchant of Death for a basketball player?
I want to be drinking and get friends with this guy.
He's actually the inspiration for that 2005 film, Lord of War, starring Nicolas Cage. Actually, a good movie. They convicted him in 2011, and he has 5 years left to serve in a sentence before he's released.
5 years.
I don't think it's a fair deal.
I don't think he's going to do it. Here's what I think.
I just think they need to keep her.
Here's what I think Putin's going to do. He's going to hold that bitch in a jail cell. And if Trump wins again, the day he wins, he'll be like, hey, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Send her back home.
Says she pled guilty. She told the court there was no intent. I did not want to break the law. I just like to smoke my THC vape pens.
Well, some people feel because it's so legal here around the United States in so many places that they forget that it's fucking illegal in other places. Like, it's medically legal here in Florida, but if you happen to drive across straight lines into Georgia, they don't have that shit.
Why did I keep seeing this stuff saying she was released, and this story says nothing about her being released? Can you pull something up? I saw something saying that her lawyers showed up saying that she had some prescription from a doctor for marijuana or something like that.
Right.
But this story's not saying that she was released at all.
Yeah, I've seen a few things pop up, and I'm like, I don't believe it till, trust me, this would be all over the fucking news.
Whose face am I wearing? Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt's just a smidge smaller than he is.
I didn't look at his dick myself, so I don't know. But I have blue eyes. Look.
But yeah, we do, needless to say, keep her ass.
Yeah, I don't think she's been released yet, but I think they're working on it since they're trying to say that she had a. Guess what? Your legal prescription might be here, but it's not in Russia.
Right.
That, to me, that's the stupidest shit ever. It's like I'm going to try to bring drugs into a foreign country, especially a place like Russia. I have no. Hold on, let me check. Nope, not. Let me check this other pockets. Nope.
Yeah, I mean,
guess what? I just checked all my pockets, and I'm all out of fucks to give. So she can just keep her.
Yeah, because I guess like every state, you're allowed to have like certain.
Well, you're not
pills.
allowed. You're not allowed to have it here.
No, not weed. Say you're given OxyContin for pain.
Well, yeah.
Well, then that would be allowed in every state.
But you have to have
States.
it in the prescription bottle
Yes.
that it was issued in. Like, people don't realize, let's say I have a prescription for OxyContin. I got it for whatever pain I'm in. If I have, let's say I got 20 of them. If I take 5, I'll say, all right, well, I'm going to town or whatever, and I'm going to need one. If I take that one pill and stick it in another bottle with some other pills and I get caught or whatever, I mean.
Better have a picture of the script at least.
Yeah, but I could get arrested for it. But then I'll have to prove in court that I had a prescription for it. You got to leave it in the bottle that it came with. And like I said, come on. You know how many people are like, I need my weed prescription. Like I said, I really don't give a shit about weed too much anymore. They didn't legalize it in Louisiana. They damn near did. But basically, it's if I catch you with it, and you don't have like a trunk full of the shit, basically you're getting a ticket, like a speeding ticket, and they're going to make you pay a fine. And that's it. So now people walk around and just, they're like, it's not legal. It's just damn near legal. They might as well, because most cops won't. Most cops don't fuck with it. I mean, if you're being a dick and piss me off, I'll fuck with you for every damn thing I can find. So, but I don't know. If she's not released. I don't know why.
Because it creates.
No.
clicks.
I'm saying she's not released. I don't know why I put that in there. I was reading something.
Yeah, there's been a couple stories that came out, but they're clickbait.
Yeah, well, we just clickbaited them because that's what's in our title too. So. But anyway, I think they're working on it because they're trying to say she has a prescription for it. Yada yada. They can keep her. I don't want to trade her for the Lord of fucking Death. For yes, I shoot basketball hoops for a living. Whoop-de fucking do. Okay, yeah. You play basketball. You're not a national treasure or nothing like that. I'm sorry. Just fuck it. Anyway, bye-bye, girl.
Let's
Next.
see, the Supreme Court has some more rulings for us.
SCOTUS.
I hate that crap. It started back in Obama when they're like, POTUS. And I'm like,
POTUS and
what?
SCOTUS.
Yeah. Supreme Court tells cops to stop playing doctor. Unanimous decision, which is odd for the Supreme Court.
My wife's going to be mad.
Unanimous decision is a good first step for getting law enforcement out of prescription decisions.
Yeah, no, it's magic. Watch this. Watch me.
Got one of them holes in your throat. You want to talk this?
Okay.
No one witnessing a burglary in progress would call 911 and ask for a doctor. Likewise, it makes no sense for a doctor to consult a cop about prescribing medications. Yet, in the past decade, law enforcement, driven by the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, has taken a large and inappropriate role in monitoring and dictating the amount and kind of pain medications doctors may prescribe. Once this threshold is crossed, doctors are subject to tactics that would horrify anyone with even a passing knowledge of the Constitution. Fortunately, the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously decided such tactics are unacceptable. So basically what they're saying is, you remember the opioid rollback they did a few years ago, basically cutting the amount of pills that people could get?
Get yourself a toothache and go to the dentist right now. And
it's ibuprofen.
You know what they're going to give you? They give you a fucking aspirin. You're sitting here rolling around, and if everybody's ever had a toothache, they know that's one of the most painful shit. They used to give you Lortabs, whatever. Yep. That would take the pain away. They give you fucking like some shit that it don't do nothing. It don't do nothing because they're scared to prescribe it.
And the people that can't get it anymore have switched over to like crack, heroin, fentanyl. Oh. It's caused the drug epidemic to skyrocket.
Well, it's made the heroin epidemic go crazy. We didn't have all that shit before they stopped the pills.
Right, but people will find a way to get high. You're not going to stop it.
No, they just switched to a different drug.
Right, but the problem is I would rather have somebody taking Oxycontin and passing out than tweakers high on fentanyl doing the bird is the word in the middle of the highway in front of my office.
Well, they're free bird friends. I mean, fans, that's one. But no, I mean, pill problem used to be a big thing. I mean, you get called to pharmacies because people are faking scripts and all stuff. You don't hear that much no more. But because when they lock down on it, I mean, go to the doctor. I mean, you get a prescription for Lortabs, it's like pulling fucking teeth half the time. And but so you don't have that issue. But they just took the pill heads and they started shooting up and doing heroin and stuff. Now we got fucking ODs out the ass. How often did you hear people?
They state that down here that it actually went from 77,000 during the pill epidemic. It jumped all the way up to 105,000 a year.
Yeah, we had way less.
90% are illicit fentanyl.
We had way less people ODing on pills than we did shooting up and stuff like that now.
Right, because pills are a set amount. They never change. It doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. There's an 80 milligram, 20 milligram, whatever.
Yeah, if people get
your
fentanyl hot load
from Joe Schmo, it may be stronger than getting it from the cartel.
Yep, you don't know what they got in it. So, but the DEA, I agree with the Supreme Court. They shouldn't be telling doctors what they can prescribe and stuff like that.
Right.
My dad, when he was still alive, he had called degenerative disc disease, where his spinal cord basically starts to crumble.
Oh, shit.
My dad before he died, he couldn't even stand up straight no more. He's kind of hunched over. He shuffled his feet. I mean, he was like constant pain. And he just got so bad in his later years that his doctor prescribed him hydrocodone. 3 a day. Breakfast, lunch, and supper. Okay? So he got 120 pills a month or something like that. The doctor prescribed him.
Right.
Now, my dad was almost 70 years old. Every time he would go to the pharmacy, same pharmacy, every fucking time, they would fucking question him about his prescription. Because he's like, call the doctor.
I hate it when the pharmacist
does that.
It's like, bitch, it ain't none of your fucking business. The doctor said give it to me.
If you got a problem with it, call the doctor's office. Verify the prescription. Verify it. But every fucking time. It just pissed me off, okay? I mean, this is what the doctor ordered you to. Your job's to. Now, pharmacists, I mean, you got to be smart and go to school and shit for it. But the doctor wrote this to put it in the bottle, put it in the fucking bottle, and sell it to me. Okay? If you have a question, if you think it's fraudulent prescription, pick your little telephone up and call the fucking doctor. But they used to give him shit all the time. It just pissed me off. But like I said, nowadays, you get a dentist, fucking dying in pain, and they want to give you fucking, take their cyber, motherfucker, it's not working.
Actually, as a matter of fact,
because they're scared to now because I think a lot of dentists got accused of getting people hooked on. You know what? I've taken Lortabs, hydrocodone, stuff all through my life. I've taken it when I've had pain. And when my pain was gone, I stopped taking it. People that have addictive personalities, got to get addicted to it, are going to get addicted to something else. I've watched, unfortunately, and they have people that have gotten clean, but unfortunately have more people that relapse, or let's say they were hooked on, let's say, pills, who says that once they go to rehab and come back out, next thing you know, they're now hooked on alcohol, or they're going to find some other vice. And
that actually happened to my nephew.
whatever these type of people do that have these type of personality, they're going to, let's say they start working out. they're going to take it to the extreme. They're going to be the people that look like want to be a bodybuilder. They don't do whatever they start doing, they get addicted to it and they take it to the extreme. So they're just usually they trade one addiction for another addiction. It's just a never-ending cycle.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying is the doctor, our family doctor, married me and Mel, and he ended up. I think he's serving like 25 years for. So at the doctor's office, they used to be able to give you a sample.
Yeah.
So instead of he would have lower income people that couldn't afford their medicine, so he'd be like, "Here's a fucking sample pack, take them home." Well, fucking DEA raided him, and they went in there and they found out, and boom, he's lost his medical license, everything.
Let's move on. Stop it, Duke. The dog is. Stop pushing. Go lay down. We got Pelosi and her husband now. These two.
They're the only people on the planet that get away with this shit.
These two motherfuckers. Yeah, you're right. Pelosi's husband went and bought stock in a computer chip company just right ahead of the $52 billion Senate vote this week. I wonder where he got that information from. Kind of like some insider trading bullshit. Pelosi's husband, and of course we all know that she's the Speaker of the House, purchased up to $5 million in stock for a top semiconductor company, adding to his stock investment just days ahead of the Senate vote that would boost the U.S. chip manufacturing industry. Wow. Wouldn't you like to have that kind of information where you could go dump a whole bunch of money in something because you know it's about to go through the roof because you got information on it, which is, this is illegal now. Because
technically,
it's insider trading.
You could still go buy the stock.
Yeah.
They haven't voted on it yet, so it hasn't skyrocketed.
Paul Pelosi made the purchase in late June, around the same time he sold portions of stocks in Apple and Visa, according to the Financial Disclosure Report.
Pelosi is a disease.
Yeah, filed by the House Speaker. The avid stock trader spent $1 million and $5 million to purchase 20,000 shares of semiconductor company NVIDIA, raising questions about whether Pelosi had knowledge about the legislation that would deliver gains to the industry. Of course he did, because his wife told him. It certainly raises the specter that Paul Pelosi could have access to some insider legislative information. Craig Holman of the Government Affairs Lobbyist told the Daily Caller. This is the reason why there is a stock trading app that exclusively monitors Paul's trading activity, and then followers do likewise. Yeah, because he has insider information, which is illegal. This disclosure comes just days before the Senate is expected to begin voting on a bill that would boost the U.S. computer chip manufacturing industry to compete with China more aggressively. The House passed the America Competes Act in February, seeking to aid industry deemed necessary to compete with China in technology and manufacturing. The legislation would allot $52 billion to boost semiconductor chip production and another $45 billion to support supply chains. What's that? Almost $1 trillion. The bill is Nancy Pelosi's version of the Innovation and Compensation Act. So it's her idea to do it. And then her husband goes and buys $6 million worth of stock.
Hear me out. What if, because this man is starting to really get derailed lately, what if he just hates his fucking wife so much that she was like, hey, you should go buy, $500,000 worth of this stock. Not a whole lot, because we don't want to, throw any red flags. And he's like, okay, cool, $5 million. And she's like, what the fuck? Did you get drunk again? Because he would roll on her in a heartbeat.
Well, yeah. Well, you see, they asked Nancy Pelosi's office for a comment. Of course, they didn't give no comment. But as he just bought $6 million worth of stock, that's probably going to, if this vote passes, which it probably will, because she probably already knows, this is what they're doing right now. You see this picture up here? They're just laughing at the American people because here's 5 million or 6 million is probably going to turn in another 40, 50 more million or whatever it is.
Yeah, she's due to retire, right? She said.
Yeah. So, yeah, see how them faces are? That's what they're doing. They're just laughing at the American people because they just think we're a joke.
Fucking crazy.
They both need to be locked up in jail right next to the Clintons.
Yeah, that ain't never going to happen.
No, they're more than a disease, JoJo. But yeah, they're not going to be locked up. Joe, you going to lock them up? President Joe. President Biden.
Shit. No.
Well, fuck. Of course he ain't answering us. Look. I mean, that motherfucker. Wake up, Joe. Joe. Wake up. Come on, dude. Wake up. He ain't waking up.
Snap to and be like, true under the pressure.
My boss been wiped. He's still sleeping. He won't wake up. All right, go back to bed, Joe.
All right, so moving on to some more realistic stuff that we can rely on because
What's up, Aaron?
You know they're not going to jail. Hey, Aaron. Remember now, Joe Biden just went over there and met with the Saudi prince, where for some odd fucking reason he decided to step out of the plane and fist bump him.
She has had a facelift.
Yeah, she has had a facelift.
And boobs, too. She's had ginormous boobs.
Really?
Well, I sent that thing the other day, remember, with her tits hanging out?
Oh, the bathing suit photo or whatever?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so remember he went over there and met with the Saudi prince to try and purchase more oil, which is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. And as he gets off Air Force One, he walks over to the Saudi prince and fist bump. Everybody thought that was the most awkward shit. Well, either way, after he left, the Saudi prince is skeptical Biden can succeed. He's a diminished president, is what he said. Now, the Saudis were a lot closer to Trump.
This is coming from a guy that went on a picnic and decided to keep the tablecloth and wear it on his head as a hat. Okay? Tablecloth hat people over here. Okay, they went on a picnic and they took the tablecloth. Just saying.
I, for one, would love to go stay at the Burj Khalifa over there in Dubai one day. So, just good-looking prince. I'm not going to make any comments about him. That'll make me get locked up.
I'm not going over there soon.
Dubai is beautiful.
Well, good for them. He's got a tablecloth on his head. It looks like a picnic tablecloth. I'm sorry.
I'll rock a tablecloth. Don't give a shit. Like the poorest car over there is a Lamborghini. Either way, we're going to get into it. Saudi Arabian Prince Turk Al Faisal, the kingdom's former intelligence chief and diplomat, describes President Joe Biden as much diminished ahead of the commander-in-chief's Friday visit. Biden he said this before he even showed up. Biden, during a Democratic primary debate in November 2019, vowed to take a position against Saudi Arabia if he was elected president. He said at the time that he would make them, in fact, the pariah that they are. Okay.
You're reading like Joe Biden right now.
Now, a little more than 2.5 years, the president is traveling to Saudi Arabia in an effort to convince the kingdom to increase its oil output, as prices have surged in the United States and around the world. The president has also expressed strong opposition to the Saudi crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, who is believed to have ordered the grisly murder of former Washington Post contributor Jamal Khashoggi in October 2018. Although Biden previously refused to speak with the crown prince directly, he is now scheduled to have a meeting with him on Friday. Yeah.
I got the basket if you got the tablecloth.
What? Yeah, so he went over there to try to kiss their ass and try to have them give us more oil or increase production.
Yeah.
They're still making money. Even when America was energy independent, they were selling it to all the other countries.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That surprised Joe up there. I have. Yeah, he's looking at you like, what the fuck?
Come on, man.
Joe, stop, Joe. Stop. He's back sleeping. Go back to sleep. There you go. Them people wear he got a tablecloth on his head. So I'm sorry, he does. I mean, just what it is what it is. Duke the dogs. Better get from my. You better not unplug my shit there, Duke the dog. We're moving over to your hometown, to Florida. To Florida. And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is going to war against some woke math. The Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis continues to ignore rumors about a potential 2024 presidential bid. Instead, he turned his eye towards some woke math at a Friday gathering in Tampa for the conservative group Moms for Liberty. He boasted that after a recent Department of Education review, woke math books in Florida were sent back to the publishers with stickers on them doing this, saying, fuck y'all. No, they didn't have those stickers on it. But
wait till you read some of the math problems.
It would have been really cool to have those stickers. He said, I sent them back to the publishers who took the woke out and sent us back normal math books. I'm just thinking to myself, like, 2 + 2 = 4, right? It's not 2 + 2. If it's not 2 + 2 = 4, well, how do you feel about that? Is that injustice? DeSantis riff. No, we got to teach the kids to get the right answer. The anger directed at arithmetic comes as Trump world pundits have begun attacking DeSantis for still leaving the door open to a potential primary challenge against Donald Trump. That is his constitutional right to be able to do that.
I just thought it was hilarious that, DeSantis actually outlawed Common Core education here in Florida.
Stupid.
And then they turned around, and now the book producers are actually creating division. Like, legitimately, it was just like the Iceman read, is 2 + 2. Well, if it isn't 4, how does it make you feel? Do you feel biased against? Well, what the fuck? No.
Is this part is they're talking about some of the January 6th. It says the paper revealed that the law enforcement agency has expanded the roster, office space, and mission of the band of attorneys digging into the Republicans' potential conflict in the bloody attack on the Capitol last year. Really? The bloody attack? I think the only person that got killed there was an unarmed woman who got shot in the fucking head by a cop.
5 cops got Clintoned.
I don't know why they got to throw that in there, but anyway, he said he sent that shit back and said, because some of that woke shit's like 2 + 2 don't equal 4. It can equal 6 if you want it to. If that's the way the twos are, if the twos are actually feeling like 3s that day, or some bullshit like that.
Well, I had to do a parent-teacher conference. As you know, I've got school-age children. And I got into it because, well, we have to have attorneys, whatever. We're at a parent-teacher conference now. But either way, they were doing that, and the math turned out, like, for instance, I helped Ronnie with his math, okay? So he did all of the problems with me using our math, the old school math that fucking works. And we got all the answers right. The teacher marked them all incorrect because to the school board, they state that finding the answer is more important than the answer. And I said, okay, so if somebody's building your house, as long as they're using your method of building said house, if it falls down 24 hours later, that's fucking fine. And she goes, well, no. And I was like, you just said that. No, the end result is all that matters. I don't care how you build my fucking house or how many days or hours it takes you. Just get it fucking built and built correctly. Same thing with a mathematical equation. You start off with a number, you add another number, you get the fucking answer. Not, okay, well, we counted 25 bushels even though there was only 2.
Oh, it's like they don't care if you get the right answer, but or they want to explain, well, how did you get the answer? Well, let's say I took 2 and it had a little plus sign, so I added 2 more to it, and so that equaled 4.
Oh, and don't ever just get a complex answer right in your fucking head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember back when we were kids, they made us do memorization, like with the flashcards, 9 times 9, 9 times 8.
Yeah.
All that shit. You can't do that anymore. If you just automatically know the answer, they assume you're lying.
It's like I don't get a lot of that stuff. I remember when my kids are of course all out of school, but when I went to one of the classes one time, and I'm like, they were talking about some shit, and I'm looking at them like, I looked at the teacher, I was like, are y'all stupid or something? I mean,
right?
This don't make sense. How am I supposed to help my kids do their homework when this shit you're telling me it don't make sense? It's asinine.
That's what they want.
It's asinine. It don't make sense.
They want so they can brainwash your fucking child. If you don't understand what they're being taught, they're allowed to manipulate it as they want.
Today, me and Bam had to go run some errands, of course, and so we went to the most unholy place in America. Walmart. Yeah, it's terrible Walmarts, because I hate Walmart. But she needed this knee brace thing, so we went there. And as we were, I don't know what it was about today, but as we were walking out, and she looked at me, she's like, do people not look in the mirror before they leave their house? And I'm like,
oh, that's Walmart, buddy.
I'm like, obviously not, but I'm looking in just you know, we do as cops, we listen to other people's conversations and stuff like that. And I know the technology's so great. I mean, obviously it lets us do this podcast and stuff like that. But this is my opinion. All this technology, all these computers and these robots and all this stuff like that now, and machinery,
made everybody stupid and lazy.
Have made the American population and a bunch of dumbasses. They don't know how to do nothing. They don't know how to do anything for themselves anymore. I told her, I said, they don't know, they cannot function without their computers or their phones or this machine and that machine. They don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to figure nothing out. Hell, I guarantee you a kid now don't even know how to go use the index thing in the fucking library to go find a book. When I used to write a book, when I had to write a book report, we had to go to the library and look different books up and read shit and then write notes and shit on it. Not now. Just Google it or fucking whatever they do with it. Technology's great on one thing, but it's actually making people stupid. I all of a sudden got dyslexic, JoJo. I don't know what that says. So
it says go ship shit.
Actually,
the problem is, JoJo, it's kind of like, see, he lives very rural out in Louisiana. Like, I got that T-shirt I had to do for the customer, and I signed it, had it out within the hour. See, he has to pretty much ride a horse and fucking buggy 10 miles down the road, and at the post office, there's like no employees. There's like one elderly guy that's worked there for 65 years, and he don't know how to type. So they have to manually stamp shit with that old machine and then throw it in there. So it takes him forever.
Actually,
At mine, you walk in, you scan the little thing, boop, drop it in the box.
I did find out that the Walmart in town does have a FedEx place in it. So, and I'm like, I could just bring it right there instead of having to go to the post office. So,
FedEx is expensive. It is the cheapest for international shipping, but it is fucking expensive.
Well, international is just going to be, yeah, it's just one of the things, but I think it's a big part of it. So,
something happened this week, and I think I sent it to you, but I forgot. So I didn't even include it inside of the stories.
Yes, they did not. They did not. I heard. I'm sorry. I apologize. I do feel sorry for you, but I'm not justifying you that you got denied for your penis enlargement surgery. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just,
you can't get denied for that. You just have to slide a very big credit card. Anyway, no. So it has all the woke people in America pissed off, but it's not getting a lot of coverage because they're trying to keep it under wraps. So going back to Saudi Arabia, here's another guy with a tablecloth on his head. The Saudi Arabian government officials have cracked down on the rainbow-colored toys and clothing from shops in the country's capital on Tuesday, saying the items promote homosexuality. So it was actually banned countrywide, and anything that's rainbow, like a rainbow flag, is now illegal.
They can't have Skittles over there?
That brings a valid point.
Because
Probably
Skittles
not.
says taste the rainbow on it.
That's the first thing I always think of when people are talking about the rainbow people.
It's like taste the rainbow.
It's a rainbow.
To me, I wonder if gay people look at each other. If they say taste the rainbow, it means they want their ass licked or something like that. I mean, dude.
That's a rim
Is that
job.
just too far? Did I go too? I don't know. It's just a random thought I just had. I don't know.
So, on another note, yeah, baby, I just told him we have one of those fancy machines. Anyway.
No, they still after I drop my mail off like twice a day, they have a guy that comes by on a pony and picks it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Western Express. Anyway, so I'm not sure because I know a lot of you guys don't live in either California or Florida, but Newsom's dumbass, Governor Newsom of fucking California, decided it was going to be a genius idea to pay for airtime in the state of Florida, telling everybody in the state of Florida that they're slaves and that we're all going to die because of Ron DeSantis making bad decisions. So now that you're aware of that a whole ass governor did this in my state and nobody in Florida likes his ass, he's a fucking moron. So California Governor Gavin Newsom and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis have been trolling each other recently on the pandemic, abortion, LGBTQ rights, and more. But Newsom said that what pushed him to air an anti-GOP ad in Florida over the 4th of July was DeSantis' treatment of the Special Olympics. He did do this. The state threatened to fine the organization $27.5 million if it didn't drop its COVID-19 vaccine mandate before the 2022 USA Games in Orlando last month. Special Olympics officials complied. Because remember, down here, if you mandate everything, you have to pay $5,000 per person that you mandate. He did something that tipped me very directly. Well, that's because you belong in the Special Olympics. And that was going after the Special Olympics. I had an emotional response to that. Newsom told the Bee, his voice catching momentarily. That led to the consideration of doing something a little bit more expressive. And that was the determination of the ad. I want to know how he paid for it. Because to cover the entire state from the north to the south side with that damn commercial for like a week has to be expensive. Newsom spoke Friday to the Bee in the U.S. Capitol, where he has been meeting with federal lawmakers this week on issues such as wildfires, gun violence, and education. That's what he needs to be spending time on.
This motherfucker, I'm pretty sure he wants to run for president. Fucking Newsom wants to run for president. He's a bigger dumbass than fucking Joe Biden is.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, let's look at it. Why would... No. Hell, California tried to recall him. America would definitely fucking recall him.
Joe, what do you think about Newsom running for president? Get you? Never mind. He's still fucking sleeping. All he does. Just, Joe.
Yeah, Aaron, we got like 4 or 5 post offices within probably 2 miles of the house.
He won't wake up.
That pillow does look comfortable.
It does. I wonder if that's a my pillow.
I do know that his sheets are Bowling Brand sheets. Because 9 out of the 46 presidents have slept on Bowling Brand sheets. If you ever listen to the Fox Network, you would get that joke. That fucking commercial plays like 10 times an hour.
Bowling Brand sheets.
Yeah, they're like super expensive. Apparently, they're like the most comfortable, most elegant sheets on the planet.
Oh, are they?
I've got like Under Armour sheets, the ones that stretch. Those things are cool. Literally. All right.
Well, down here in Louisiana, we sleep on alligator sheets made out of alligator skin. with Nutrirat fur on it.
You probably do. I've been there, y'all. It's weird. And I tell you what, when it rains, because like in Florida, the ground just accepts water. It's like, okay, cool, gone. Louisiana, it's like, imagine if you turned on a garden hose and left it in your yard, you could possibly flood all your neighbors' houses. The fucking water does not rescind. There was like, it sprinkled one day. There was the same puddle I stepped in every fucking day I was there, right off the side of his driveway.
What was funny was his kids with the crawfish holes.
We were just talking about that today at the restaurant because Lexi wanted to eat some crawfish, and I'm like, and I was telling Ronnie's buddy that was with us, I was like, you know, in Louisiana, you get these little holes in the ground like ants, and I was like, the crawfish just come up and they're like, it's pretty cool.
I don't think they make that noise.
They do. They go, and then they bite your ass if you ain't paying attention. That's their warning noise.
Well, this is an opinion piece here. It says Joe Biden is possibly the most unpopular president in history. I will agree with that. What you think, Joe? Everybody's still sleeping. The American public witnessed a verbal duel between the two least likable frontrunners in its modern history. Donald Trump was shattering records in unpopularity. I don't know who wrote this because I think Donald Trump's pretty popular with the conservative and Republican people.
I would say about 60% of the United States.
Yet Joe Biden somehow managed to beat Trump in his own game.
Wait till you see the percentage on the 19 to 26 crowd.
President Joe Biden is officially the most unlikable and least likable president in recorded history. Joe, what you think about it? Never mind, still sleeping. At this point, to the president's time in office, I know what you're thinking. Let me explain. Least likable. Joe Biden is enjoying an approval rating of a whopping 38.9%, which I think that's still too high. Tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think those numbers are spoofed.
38% of the people still think he's doing a good job.
But we've done this before. How many times has somebody walked up to you or called you and said, hey, what do you think about the president?
Exactly.
Never.
At this time in office, Donald Trump held a much stronger 41.8% approval rating. Both men have nothing to brag about, as these numbers are devastating. Most unlikable, Joe Biden currently runs a 56.3% disapproval rating. Donald Trump came in considerably lower, boosting a disapproval rating of only 52.8%. I don't know who was disapproving of him, really. I just don't. If politics are a popularity game, which they kind of are, we're playing on the wrong board. How unpopular is Joe Biden in Florida? Very unpopular. Record-breakingly unpopular. Florida has overwhelmingly voted for Trump in the 2020 elections and prided itself on being a Republican stronghold. So Joe Biden had a poor chance of ever winning here. If this were a baseball match, Trump would start on the third base and Joe Biden wouldn't even see the stadium. He probably still wouldn't see the stadium because he wouldn't remember where he was at. Joe? No, he's still sleeping.
Wake up, Joe.
Somehow, women dislike Biden much more than men. That's because they are afraid that they're going to get sniffed or get a finger in their butt unexpectedly. Joe Biden fully acknowledges the situation, trying to crack a few jokes like that uninvited kid nobody likes at your birthday party, and trying to shake people's hands that do not exist. There's an old expression, kind of like Old Joe, in a little town in Delaware called Claymount. Guy named Corn Popped, knocked me out, stuck his finger in my butt, and I liked it. And they say we're like poor relatives. We show up when we're invited, and we stay longer than we should. So be careful. We may not go back, Biden joked after misaddressing the King of Spain as president. Back in Florida at the time, and now, Joe Biden's popularity has plummeted to new lows. The price of gas has soared, followed by food shortages, record-breaking inflation, and a supply chain that still doesn't work. Can it get worse for Joe in Florida? Probably, but only time will tell. With the polls, short story answer. All of them thanks 538 and Reuters. That's the end of the story. If anybody didn't think, whoever thinks if Joe Biden is doing a good job, Joe, no, he won't wake up. Thinks he's doing a good job. They need to have mental health work done to them because they're retarded. Because this man has, in not even a year and a half, has freaking decimated our economy. So it's just this man right here that's sleeping. He's still sleeping. He's dreaming of popsicles and little girls' strawberry shampoo.
We can't play the song on here, but the music video is hilarious. You guys should just look up. Don't do it right now because there's only 3 of you. Look up the worst country song of all time, and you'll notice there's a guy always sleeping in the video. I tell you, it's one of my favorite songs. But moving on to something a little more tasty.
What kind of ice cream you eating, Joe? I got some tapioca pudding. And that wasn't me. This shit on the floor was the dog. Joe, they sent the dogs back to Delaware 6 months ago. It's been there for 6 months.
Joe, it's still warm.
Give me that corn.
Yeah, somewhere in there was a stat that said from like 18 to 26, 1% thought he was doing a good job. Yeah. Oh, pet that dog.
Duke, sit.
So, getting to the story that I know brings you all here because you just absolutely love these.
Taste
Skittles
the
are
rainbow.
toxic, U.S. laws claim. July 15th, Routers Mars Incorporated has been sued by a consumer who claims that Skittle candies are unfit to eat. Now, before I even get there, where's this person suing Skittles from?
Either New York or California.
Okay. Because they contain a known toxin that the company has pledged 6 years ago to phase out. I tell you, do not change the recipe of fucking Skittles. They are delicious.
Hell no. Because if Skittles were toxic, my ass is a walk-in. I love Skittles.
Well, my mother-in-law, it was funny. She used to suck all the candy off the outside.
I was about to tell you how I do it. I suck the cat. I get like a whole bunch of the same color, put it in my mouth, and I will suck all the candy coating off of it, and then I chew up the soft part after it's gone. Right.
Well, what she does is I was sitting there, and she went like this and then handed it to the German Shepherd, and I'm like, what the fuck? She goes, I sucked all the sugar off. I said, how the fuck do you think they make it? It's 100% sugar. She goes, oh, and hands her another one. I'm like, whatever. That's that 200-pound German Shepherd I got. In a proposed class action filed on Thursday in Oakland, California.
Damn, see, I knew it.
Federal court. So anything, it goes to say, any product that says banned in the state of California because
I want it.
Yeah, I want it.
I want it.
Because it fucking works.
Yeah, or it tastes good.
It was like when they go and start recalling shit. I'm like, fuck no, it ain't broken 10 years. In a proposed class, yeah, there we go. Janile Thamus accused Mars of endangering unsuspected Skittle eaters by using heightened levels of titanium dioxide or TiO2 as a food additive.
It's delicious.
Yep, I like it. The lawsuit also said titanium dioxide will be banned in Europe Union next month. Well, they're a bunch of fucking geniuses over there, too.
Yeah.
After a food and safety regulator deemed it unsafe because of genotoxicity. Or the ability to change a DNA. What? So eating Skittles will turn you gay, y'all. We found it. We found the fucking reason.
I doubt it, because if that's the truth, I've eaten so many Skittles, I'd be like, suck it back. And I don't do that. Let me tell you what. Skittles are
bigger women.
I don't know. Skittles are fucking delicious. I really like the tropical fruit Skittles. The tropical Skittles are good. And well, how do you eat a Twix?
I bite it.
No, see, I take the Twix and I bite I hold it and I bite all the caramel and chocolate off the top of it and
What
eat
the
that.
fuck?
Hold on. Then I eat that. Then I chew all the chocolate off the sides of the cookie, and then I eat the cookie last.
Why? That's wasting so much time.
Oh no! Have you just if they would just sell whatever cookie that they have on there, I just buy the cookies. The cookies are awesome on it. But that's how I eat my Twix.
You know, my dumbass thought that the different colored wrappers meant that it was two different kinds of candy.
Really?
You know how they got left and right Twix, so they actually did a wrapping? I thought like one was dark chocolate. I didn't learn until later. I only ate the one kind because I liked it. Anyway. I mean, why the fuck would they do that? But needless to say, all these delicious things behind us. The bad thing is,
well, you know
in a
what?
federal courthouse in California. He's going to win.
You know what? Skittles, Mars Company, whatever, just stop shipping your shit to California. That's just more Skittles for everybody else to eat.
Could you imagine the fucking backlash if, look, the Rainbow State, the state that's well known for San Francisco and all the rainbows.
The San Francisco treat.
You can't even have Skittles in California?
No more tasting the rainbow.
Imagine.
In California. No, sir. No, sir. Not for you.
I mean, they might.
Joe,
They might.
Joe, do you taste the rainbow? All right, never mind. He's still sleeping.
Millions of dollars because of fucking Skittles.
She said she thinks that's a wafer and a Twix. I don't think it's a wafer. It's hard and crunchy.
No, it's like wafer.
Oh, what do we got next? Oh, we're going to talk about camel toe.
I like camel toes.
Camel toe. Our vice, if you knock my shit down, Duke the dog. We're Kamala Harris, camel toe, the vice president of what used to be the United States of America, is hemorrhaging staff members as two more of her aides quit.
Because she don't need it when she makes president. It's coming. Before the election, Joe will stand down.
The staff shakeups continue in the vice president's office. I cannot pronounce this person's name. It is not of the United States. That's Rahini Kasagul. I don't know. The domestic policy advisor to Vice President Kamala Harris has announced that that's a girl name? Okay. Announced that she'll be leaving the position in office in August, continuing a high rate of turnover in the Harris staff. It was also reported that Megan Grope Harris, director of speechwriting, is leaving after working in the office for less than 4 months. She was caught on the vice president's stripper pole practicing without panties on, and the vice president got mad. No, that's
Montel will be pissed.
it's not in there. Fact checkers, it's a joke. It's called satire. I just made it up, okay? She is one of the longest serving aides working under Harris, beginning with her time in the Senate and continuing through her brief presidential campaign and her time serving as a second in command to President Joe Biden. Oh, you got him some watermelon whiskey?
Oh, by the way,
Delicious.
they have the strawberry lemon down here.
Oh, well, you better get you some.
Well, it's like a big ass store. Well, you got to remember, we got strawberries out the ass down here.
Well, we do too over here, but I just bought some sour apple moonshine. I need to try that tonight.
Try it with Mountain Dew. You'll love it.
Harris released a statement calling the woman a brilliant and trusted leader who has been at my side for years. She has brought me vision, brought me coffee, and even brought me
cocks.
Even brought me clean thongs, she said. Again, satire, fact checker, satire. She has a depth of experience as our administration has addressed some of the most urgent challenges facing our nation. She is an exceptional public servant, and I am enormously grateful for her service. She will remain a valued advisor and friend, the statement reads. The woman said she is leaving the office to spend more time with her family, which includes 3 young children, which is a standard fucking answer. I'm leaving to spend more time with my family. Harris has become known for a high rate of turnover during her 18 months as vice president, including the loss of her chief of staff, deputy press secretary, and communications director just since last fall.
She's a flippity floppy bitch too.
Yeah, I guarantee you, I think she's probably a raging freaking cunt. Grobe's departure comes weeks after a communications team's revamp following unflattering press accounts of Harris's office. Misspelling of Louisiana and stuff like that on the sign behind her. The vice president has often taken the lead in the White House's push on abortion rights following the overturning of Roe versus Wade, but suffers from low approval ratings that hinder her chances of becoming the Democratic presidential nominee. People do not like her. That's why she didn't get the nomination the first time. She is unlikable. People do not like her. What's she gonna do? Giggle her way to the top?
She flip flops.
I mean, she's a moron. I mean, she was Montel Williams' side bitch. I mean, come on. She just whatever. I mean, she's just a fucking joke. The only reason Biden even picked her is because she's brown.
Yeah, we said that.
She's
not even black.
I don't even think she's
Indian
black.
and Jamaican.
Yeah, I mean, but she says she's black. I mean, it was just the color of her skin. That's the only reason he picked her. She's horrible. They hated each other on the campaign trail. I mean, come on.
Yeah, she was constantly stabbing him in the back.
Yeah. Yep. Joe. He won't wake up.
I'm not sure why you sent me this, but I have a weird feeling this is about to be fucking weird.
I sent that because my wife is a turtle freak for some reason. So I figured we'd just throw some turtles
Aaron
up in here.
and JoJo have figured it out. It is, in fact, a shortbread. So, moving on to something that actually matters more than Kamala Harris. An army of turtles is doing cyclone reconnaissance. You heard that right. Even with good data, it's hard to predict tropical cyclones, which often appear with little warning and wander drunkenly around the world's oceans. I don't know about you, but when they come off the coast of Africa, I can usually tell you where that sumbitch is about to hit with about 100-mile radius.
They're not talking about hurricanes. A cyclone is basically, I think it's like a tornado. They're talking about water spouts, I think.
Okay. But 5 years ago, Oliver Busquet, now the research director for France's Ministry of Ecological Sustainability, Development and Energy, holy shit, was tasked with forecasting storms, strengths, and paths in the cyclone-infested southwest Indian Ocean. No, they call hurricanes cyclones. JoJo, you guys call them hurricanes or cyclones? The need for better prediction was great. On average, the area gets 9 or 10 cyclones a year. Holy shit. And the storms are getting stronger. That's because of global cooling. Tropical cyclone, that's fake, by the way. Tropical cooling. It is definitely hot as fuck outside. Tropical cyclone Idea in 2019 killed more than 1,000 people in Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Malawi.
I mean,
Don't they live in mud huts?
They live in like grass houses or some shit. I mean, I'm not laughing because they live in grass houses. I'm saying, of course, a fucking hurricane's going to kill them when your house is made out of dirt and grass.
If you can get eaten by a fucking lion on your way to work, you're probably in the middle of nowhere. 2014, Gafilo killed 363 in Madagascar. That was a good movie. Had the little penguins in it. Anyway, so they're using turtles to track this data around the ocean. So they're tracking the turtles and figuring out that the turtles will avoid areas that are about to have a cyclone because they don't want to go up inside of the hurricane and get thrown around like a sharknado.
Did you know that turtles can breathe through their butt?
You're full of shit. Can they?
Mm-hmm.
Fact check it.
Fact check it.
Did you know if a duck's ass wasn't watertight, it would sink?
That's such bullshit. Ducks don't have asses.
Turtles can fly. Why is that a thing? Turtles can breathe underwater, upside down. I'm going to be the first person to Google it. Breathe out of their butt. Turtles breathe out of their butt. Office for Science and Society. Technically, the term is cloacal respiration, and it's not so much breathing as a diffusing oxygen. Huh, what the fuck? Did you know that fucking turtles can breathe out of their ass?
Damn, don't you just hate it when the Iceman is right?
Yeah, well, Google works on iPhones too.
Did you know?
Anyway.
See, I told you.
Well, technically, it's not breathing.
Well, technically all you want, but...
I think the last story is yours, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh, I think the last one, Biden vows, is mine.
Actually, we got one more. We got two more.
Yeah, the rioters.
DOJ thing. Army of Turtles. The DOJ, Department of Jokes, is seeking longer sentences for one Capitol rioter they labeled as domestic terrorist. The Justice Department is seeking to add years to a January 6th defendant's sentence, arguing for the first time that one of the rioters committed an act of domestic terrorism, and thus should get a heavier sentence of 15 years in prison. Guy Reffitt, the Texas extremist who was found guilty on all 5 counts in March, will be sentenced on August 1st. He was the first January 6th defendant to go to trial. Reffitt tried to storm the U.S. Capitol with a gun and zip ties, which, that's stupid. That's just fucking stupid, okay? If he had a gun and zip ties and he's trying to go into the Capitol building, yeah, I mean, he should do some time. That's just ignorant.
Wait, they said there was no guns.
Well, I'm saying with this guy. And plan to target House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Prosecutors said, but he was pepper sprayed before he was able to enter the building. They got him before he went into the building. I guess he had the gun and the zip ties on him.
Yeah, because, I mean, we've said countless times, if they were all armed like they claim, they would still own that building.
Prosecutors used Reffitt's own words against him at trial, as well as testimony from his son who turned him in. I guess he didn't get in. They didn't know he had it. Arguing he lit the match on the west side of the Capitol on January 6th. In a court filing Friday, federal prosecutors indicated they would seek a terrorism sentencing enhancement in Reffitt's case, arguing that the need to deter others is especially strong because he engaged in acts of violence that were intended to influence the government through intimidation or coercion, acts that have been defined by statute and domestic terrorism.
Yeah, but this time, I mean, acts of terrorism and shit now are talking about COVID vaccine being fake. So I have no trust in that aspect of the government anymore.
Yeah. But anyway, his son turned him in, which that little bastard right there.
You got a picture of his son?
No, but I would like to see one. That little fucker right there. I'd be like, you better hope I get some time, because if not, y'all ass don't ever come to me for nothing. Get the fuck out my house. And don't ever speak to me again, because obviously your mom cheated on me, because no blood of mine would act like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I heard the Beta Man can or whatever. But anyway, they trying to give this guy more time. If he had a gun and did do that, I mean, I think he should get some time. But also, I think there's a whole bunch of motherfuckers that rioted and looted and shit during all these other marches ought to be doing time too. But that's just my opinion. So,
or is he expressing his Second Amendment right?
So, anyway.
While conducting a First Amendment activity.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't commit a crime, thinking he's going to.
All right, Joe, we're about to talk about you again, Joe. Wake up.
This motherfucker.
Wake up, Joe.
He loves setting this country back.
Wake up,
Like,
Joe.
at this point, we're all about to just ride horses.
Oh, look, he woke up. but he don't know where he's at.
So here we go again. Biden vows stronger climate actions despite dual setbacks. So he wants more reduction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to cause everything to go higher.
Yep.
President Joe Biden is promising strong executive action to combat climate change, because you could just throw money at the climate and it'll change, despite setbacks that have restricted his ability to regulate carbon emissions and boost clean energy such as wind and solar power. It's because it fucking takes time, Joe.
Yeah, plus, ask Texas how sustainable wind power is when the weather's changing.
Well, there's a hell of a conspiracy theory about that, but yeah. Anyway, President Joe Biden is promising strong executive action to combat climate change despite dual setbacks. What the fuck? Why would you put that under and above?
Because it's just like him reading a speech.
Right. The Supreme Court last month limited how the nation's main anti-air pollution law can be used to reduce carbon dioxide emissions from power plants. Then late Thursday, Senator Joe Manchin, of course, Democrat from West Virginia, said he wants to delay sweeping environmental legislation that Democrats have pushed as central to achieving Biden's ambitious climate goals. Biden, who pledged to cut greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030 compared with 2005 levels, said Friday that action on climate change and clean energy remains more urgent than ever. If the Senate will not act to address climate change and boost clean energy, I will take strong executive action to meet this moment. Biden said in a statement from Saudi Arabia, where he met Friday with the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. We just went over that. Biden did not specify what actions he will take on the climate, but said he will eat ice cream on the way. No, he didn't. But said they will create jobs, improve energy security, bolster domestic manufacturing, and protect consumers from oil and gas prices increase. I will not back down, he promised, until I forget while I'm eating pudding. He didn't say that.
I like tapioca pudding now. I think
It is fucking delicious.
Yes. I don't know what tapiocas are, but they're delicious.
Yeah, you smash them up.
This banana whiskey I'm drinking is delicious too.
You're a bastard. So yeah, here's the issue: is he's saying that they're not moving fast enough. If we move any fucking faster, we're not going to see $10 fuel. We're going to see $20 fuel. It makes no sense.
Well, in those great trucks, I mean, getting what 40 miles to a
80 miles to a gallon?
80 miles to a charge, full charge, pulling a trailer. Yeah. There goes the camping industry.
Right. Well, there's more energy efficient vehicles out there. I like the one I sent you.
Stop.
850 horsepower.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that or not.
Well, they always have more torque. But you started talking about whiskey and got me all excited.
I got you excited. I've got the Howler Monkey right now. I don't have the other one I like, but made my Georgia Monkey banana whiskey with the peach soda pop there. Do y'all call it?
We call it Coke.
Yeah, I call everything Coke.
Yep. Well, it's because we're in the South. If you're from up north, you're more pop.
We just I call everything because the wife knows that I don't like Coke. I don't or really the only time I'll drink and I don't drink Coke anymore since they went woke, but I'll put like Pepsi or something like that in my whiskey. But if she's like, you want something to drink, and I'm like, get me a Coke, she knows if I want that's what I call a soft drink. Give me a Coke. That means I'm more of the Mountain Dew or the fruit flavored or Sprite or something like that. Don't come back with a Coke. We just call everything Coke.
Right. Yep, that's right. I do the same thing with Dr. Pepper. Grab me a Coke. But I do with cherry in it, and cherry's good for your belly.
JoJo says it's from I don't know how to say that word, some kind of plant, and it's the roots.
Aaron says it's a starch.
It's the starch.
Can you imagine how big that plant has to be for one bowl of tapioca?
And Aaron said he needs some whiskey. We'll get you some whiskey, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm sitting at work. I can't drink.
At work, too. 3 more years, this will be my job. Might not get paid to do it, but it'll be my job because I'll be retired. Won't have this filter on. Y'all can see how fucking ugly I really am.
And then we get to tell real fun stories. Let's see. I knew there was some other shit that happened this week that was freaking off the wall, but either way, yeah. If you go back to the end of that story, by doing that, if he wants to move now, he only made that decision a year ago? 2 years ago. So if he wants to double the speed, you're looking, crazy amounts of fuel. You already look at your electric bill.
Oh, yeah.
My electric bills went up and my power actually went down.
Everybody around here where we are at, let's see, everybody's electric bill has doubled around here. That's why I stopped using my central air and started using window units. But you've had people that were having it's been 100+ degrees.
Yep.
And, people's bills, averaging 300. If they had an average bill of 300, it was 600 to 700. These people, I know some people that usually had $80 electric bills and are having $200 electric bills and shit like that.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy.
My electric use went down by about 25%. My bill stayed almost identical the same.
Well, I pay 2 electric bills because I pay the electric bill over here at the clubhouse, and then I have to pay the electric bill at the house. So.
Yeah, we pay 4, but I'm glad that we get to shut down 3 of them part of the year.
Well, that's what mine was about. That for the house this past month, and the one for over here was about almost 200, which it usually shouldn't be that much. So.
No, JoJo. He said he po today. He ain't got no money. He po.
Pissed off? Who's pissed off?
No, he's po. You told him to go get some whiskey. He said, no, he's po today. I got it. I'm hood. Don't worry about it, Aaron. I'm like one of them Chicago people. I can talk your language.
No, you can't.
That's what it is.
No, you can't.
It's like, what is it? It's like, for the longest time, driving around the city, seeing all these things on people's bumpers that says, Jesus is the answer. I'm like, what the fuck was the question? Well, apparently, Jesus is always the answer to everything. And I'm like, so my kids should probably put that on their math test. Jesus.
Well, I heard something today, and I said, I wish I could remember what I heard. Because it was, when we went to Walmart, it says, they had a sign on the fucking wall, on the outside. It says, we take outside prescriptions. I was like, don't all prescriptions come from outside? Do they have inside prescriptions?
Maybe if they have a doctor's office inside?
They don't have a doctor's office. They got an eye doctor's office in Wally World.
Maybe that's what they mean? Because, for instance, me and Mel's doctor now, I can't stand the fucker, but they have a pharmacy right there. You pay them your $25-$30 for the copay or whatever, boom, walk out the door with it. I was being sarcastic.
It's like I said, we take outside prescriptions. There's a difference between outside and inside prescriptions.
Yeah, one's for stuff you do outside, and the other one's for stuff you do inside.
Yeah. Anyway, for the audio listeners, Aaron said he's not particularly poor. He just can't even afford the last 2 letters.
There is no or in this. We're poor.
Po' boy. Well, we got po' boys.
Yeah, we got po' boys down here, too.
But do you have a true po' boy? True po' boy comes on real French bread.
You got to ask Mel. I don't eat that
shit. Do you know
shit.
what real French bread is?
It's like she asked me the other day why I didn't get chicken and waffles. I'm like, no.
And when's the McPossum's coming back out?
Oh, God, I fucking can't wait. It's usually right during the tax season.
I don't know. Well, we've been going at this for about an hour and 20 minutes.
November 1st.
Oh, look, he's got.
And it marks the 40th anniversary of the McRib.
Aaron, did you find any frozen ones yet? We can get mailed to his ass.
Just to hold me over till November, man. I need a fix.
If you send him, I guarantee you, if we send him a case of like 200 or let's just say 100 of them McRib patties, I guarantee you they would be gone within a week.
Maybe a month, because Mel would be really mad if I didn't eat dinner every night. But yes, I would eat them all in rapid succession.
He would be like in the bathtub. And the bathtub would be full. The bathtub would be
barbecue sauce, buddy.
The bathtub would be full of McRib patties and in barbecue sauce, and he would just be laying in it, eating them.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Did you have that heated?" No. Why is it bubbling? Because I farted.
If you eat 6 of those a day, JoJo, they're seasonal because they got to kill that many possums.
Because it takes that long. Because see, they use roadkill possums. Okay, if you don't know what a possum is, go look. It's spelled opossum with an O in front of it, but we call them possums, but it's an opossum. It's like a big giant rat is what it is. It's like a supersized rat
with some incredible fucking teeth.
They are meaner than shit, and I mean they got some big ass teeth, and also possum shit. If they shit in the hay and a horse eats possum shit, it paralyzes the horse, and the horse has to be put down because it does not recover. Possum shit paralyzes a horse, so they're not good for nothing. They're just a nuisance animal. But when they get run over, McDonald's collects them all over the time period for the year, and they make these patty things out of them, and Ostera loves them.
They are delicious. But I will tell you, when you eat 6 of them a day for like 2 weeks, it becomes a bit much. Australia has possums.
Yeah, it's called kangaroos. Kangaroos.
Yeah, it is wild with the horses.
Yeah,
a lot of these little critters that everybody's like, oh my god, they're so cute. Be like, you have no idea what that fucking
possums
thing is possible.
Possums are not cute at all. They're ugly as hell.
I've seen people with pet possums,
and they're still ugly.
Yeah, I mean, pet raccoons I kind of get. The people with like pet skunks are fucking weird.
Well, no, you can actually have the skunk de-skunked though. They removed the stink gland where it can't spray your ass. Ain't
trusting it.
Well.
And I want it to be able to do it. That way, like, the dude's walking his dog past my house, and he lets that dog shit in my yard. I'm going to train that thing to run up to the fence, turn around, and spray. Like, there you go, asshole. Pick it up.
Well, we recently, last couple months, my father-in-law, we had to go put a horse down. It had got some possum and shit in the hay, and it ate it, and the horse had to be shot and buried. So yeah, it's not good for them. But
that ain't no damn possum. That's a squirrel. We call them squirrels in the United States.
What?
Australia possum. You're gonna have to go look at it.
Oh, it's a squirrel?
Hey, it's a damn squirrel.
Oh,
little fat ass squirrel.
Bam feeds the damn squirrels around here. That's not a possum. That's a squirrel. They call them possums.
Well, I mean, literally the common brush-tailed possum. Yeah, dude, it's a
brush-tail. We just call them squirrels. We actually eat those. We have squirrel season where people go hunt them and they shoot them and then you clean them and you cook them up and eat them.
And make hats.
And yeah, not hats. That's coon. But I mean, I used to have a shitload of squirrel tails I collected as a kid.
Yo, Joe, I'm telling you, y'all have squirrels. You just don't know what to call them.
Yeah, if he just looked it up, that's what we call what y'all have. We call them squirrels.
I mean, all the Google images, it just looks like a fucking squirrel. I mean, a cuter squirrel, but it's a squirrel. Oh, they actually have pouches? I guess it is kangaroo, but it's a fucking squirrel. I mean, they're both mammals, right? Yeah. I don't know. See, this is why we have to have like a...
We're going to have a Australian-American combination with one evening. We'll bring JoJo back on.
Oh, that would be cool. To have a, like, hey, you call it this, we call it that, and then like here's the image for that, and here's the image for this.
Yep.
All right, everybody. We love every one of you. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe.
See y'all next week. Come back Wednesday for the Motor Cop Chronicles live show. You know, be safe and remember, stay free and don't comply.
We're out. Stay free. Never give in.